So of course I made the MC, whose name is Sholia, by the way, Sholia. I ended up making him too emo. I don't know why. It's just okay, it's happened kinda. Okay, so the things to keep in mind. So the first thing I change is in clothes and texture. Just remove the skin mask here. Just make the color white and just remove it, because usually when there is a skin mask, it usually just deletes the part of the mesh. And the next thing that I keep in mind, the hair. Particularly the bounce settings for the hair. Where the fuck? Okay, where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, usually that fixed point here is usually very low for like VTubing stuff, and it looks kind of weird, so I like to keep it all the way up. 0.1 seems to be good. You see how that's we don't have to worry about that. We're not trying to be VTubers, are we? What? Oh no, I have become an anime girl, help me. Whatever. Another thing to note, 3 bones, good enough. You don't need to do this for every single strand of hair. I did that for Krogel. It was ridiculous. Before I knew what I was doing, I added 5 bones in every single hair strand, and it is ridiculous. Please do not do that. See this absolute mess? You don't need that much, obviously. I mean, it can look pretty nice. This is pretty smooth looking because each individual strand is moving differently and stuff. Whatever, just do whatever you want, okay? Just keep the bones all the way up, because I had trouble with this. Like in this, for example, in this video, the hair just kind of stops moving after a certain point. It just looks weird. So yeah, keep this at somewhere higher. Okay, there she is, the Krogel. She don't got no drip, as you can see. This is just temporary. I was supposed to change it, but I never bothered. It's fine. I think she's supposed to be like a neat and stuff. Yeah, it kind of works. Whatever. Her clothes are usually covered by the big ass cloth. Cloth? Cape? No, it's not a cape. What the fuck is it called? Oh, whatever. I don't have time. Okay, so what do I do when exporting? Okay, so reduce polygons. I usually like to have this on as well. Keep the delete transparent thing. If you have skin mask, it'll delete the part of the mesh which we don't want, because usually that will like remove some bones. Like if I have skin mask, it will just remove this entire portion of the body, which means it'll mess up the bones as well, like remove them sometimes completely. That's what not going on. The other thing, yeah, you do need the entire body if you are trying to do like a cloth sim or something. I didn't do it here, but just something to keep in mind. So yeah, remove the skin mask, keep this on, just export whatever. Let's move on from this. Not much to say about Vroid character creation. The big part is, of course, open one of those. As you can see, it's just everything's a mess. I don't organize stuff very well. Here it is. Let's render it out so it does the thing. I'm just not gonna edit this much. I know usually people like very fast-paced tutorials nowadays, thanks to Weird Hibbert. I'm just doing old school. I'm just gonna ramble a lot while I have time. Hopefully I can do this. Come on, man. I don't got no time. Okay, slowly but surely. There we go. As you can see, the sky is just HDR of Milky Way. It's kind of stylized. Usually you would see something like this unless you're like at mountainside, which you know, maybe it is mountainside. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Of course, there's a volume fog, completely necessary. As you can see, just turn it off. Blah. I mean, it's good, but turn it off. Yeah, look at that. Nice. So great thing about night times is I only really need to worry about silhouettes of stuff, right? I don't have to worry about textures a lot unless it's like stuff like this, ground, like a fence and stuff. I mean, the textures aren't very good either for this stuff. Okay, let's just show you. Okay, cool. Look at that. This is a Buildify thing. You know Buildify? Like geometry node setup automatically creates buildings I just have to grab and it's freaking magic, dude. This makes one of the buildings. There's like this in the background here, and that all the way over there. You can kind of see it, I think, in the scene. Yeah, there it is. And I just found a bunch of buildings. Look at that. This one doesn't even have a texture. And look at this ugly ass texture here. Like, again, it doesn't matter. So how did I make this? First of all, how do you go about doing something like this? Wow, why are you... What? What happened? Why? Did I do something? What is happening? Where did this shot go? Okay, whatever. You see stuff in the background, just silhouettes. It gives you the idea. Yeah, this is a building, right? Other than that, just your mind fills it in. One here, like for example, go to camera view. See the Buildify building. It could have just been a cube, and it still wouldn't have mattered much. Like you can see like a bunch of like those things, TV things, whatever they're called. Yeah, so just gather a bunch of references. References will give you a bunch of cool ideas that you might not have thought about. So let me just break down everything that is here. Okay, so there's a cube here. Beside that, there's a bunch of buildings. I'll link all of those in the description, of course. And the fences are... Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my favorite plugin of all time, which is buggy, just J. And look at that, all this stuff. And I think the older version, I don't know if the new version has this anymore or not, but as a browser, yeah, buggy thing. Yeah, look at that. All those fences, those are geometry node setups. So like I can just drag and drop here. Come on. Okay. I can just... This is all curves. So I can just extend this, extrude this, and just make whatever. So create general design. This is the first thing I did, by the way. Just add a plane, big ass plane, and just make like a path, some kind of path. And also there's a bunch of materials as well, of course. The concrete, this is what I'm using, I think. Yeah, this is the first one. I just use that. It just works, you know. I was gonna use actual asphalt, like road, like stripes and stuff, but it just works. Maybe it's not a road, you know, for like cars and stuff. There's a bunch of nice stuff. I don't know if this is in the new version of buggy. So if you go to download link, find the one that has like older versions that has like bigger in size, like 200 MBs or something. I can't remember. But yeah, you'll just, once you have that enabled, it'll just be here, the library of stuff. And so I have the volume cube as well. This is just useful everywhere. Just quickly show you the node setup for it, in case people aren't aware. Okay, it is simple. Wait, what? No, not this. This is the world. What? Okay, here it is. Simple. There is a texture here. In this particular case, I don't really need it. Of course, I can like make it like foggy and stuff. Just mess around until you get what you want. And now that poles, this one's cool. Yeah, this is also GeoNode setup. You can like a bunch of different types of poles, as you can see. Same thing, curves, you can just change it to whatever you want. The wires are also animated. For this, I was using old version, which wasn't really working. I could have just used old version of Blender, but I didn't really want. I just took one of the models, and then I used the wire thing from the backrooms tutorial to make a bunch of wires. It doesn't really make much sense, like this many wires coming from one point. Whatever, okay? Style points. Have you seen lane and all the electric wires and stuff? It looks cool, so that's about it. But yeah, you might have noticed I didn't really go for the typical like blue colored nighttime scene because I don't know, it's something different. I wanted to do something different. This is usually what I see when I go outside at night anyways. This yellowish colored lights in this like overall atmosphere. Besides, you see blue colored nights all the time anyways in media. There is, however, this cool thing. Yeah, moon. I did set this up. Come on, okay. This is the typical nighttime scene you would usually see. Oh, wait. Okay. See? Yeah. Let's increase this a lot. Yeah, look at that. This is like cliched stuff. I was gonna do that. Oh, by the way, the moon is literally just an image. It's just a picture very far away. It looks cool, yes. It does look pretty cool, but it didn't really fit the vibe that I was going for. It's just like wandering around at like dark night, and it just kind of this like catches too much attention to her, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to kind of like actually, I don't know if it ended up being that way anyways, so like whatever. Okay, I'm just rambling now. Let's just move on. What else can I say about this? Oh yeah, the most important part is of course the lighting. Why is it not red? Where is your shirt, man? What happened? I don't understand. There's like fucking ghosts. Oh wait, cool, at least we have that back. So as you can see, the actual lighting of the scene does not light up the character at all. It just kind of looks like this. That's not what we want, of course. So I'm using the scene method, which I made a tutorial on already. See another scene. There's like 3 lights going on. One's of course the lamp thing. I think this is oh yeah, this is the area lamp. Like filling in everything, I think. Wait, does this even do anything? Oh, it does not. Okay. What? Okay. I think it does actually. I think when it gets closer, it does. Okay, never mind, it doesn't. I'm confused. Whatever, okay. And the other one, of course, blue light. Oh, this one is actually the one that filling everything in, like ambient type thing going on. Obviously, you can like change the world here as well. Make another world and just do that. I didn't do that, of course. Didn't. That would have been smart actually. Okay. If you're wondering how I did this, I did already the tutorial on it. It doesn't explain it properly. I'm not gonna go into it right now. But yeah, you do that. Another scene, you light it up as well. Those are like linked scenes, so any changes I make here will of course reflect on this as well. Come on, okay, you just combine those two together. I do like curve and then dim this down a bit, and of course lens distortion. Like, why is there 2 of them? What am I doing? It's like the exact same thing. I could have just done this. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, let's not talk about that and let's talk about the animation now. As you can see, this is mixable animations, the running and the falling down. You can use like action editor. I don't do that. I just like copy all the keyframes, like select the entire character and just copy all the keyframes, and you can just paste them, whatever, and just combine 2 animations together. More convenient, I think. Okay, so let's go back to here. And if you're wondering what this stuff is, this is like to animate. I didn't really do a good job, but hey, it works, you know. So yeah, this stuff for the jacket, like I've been wanted to talk about this a lot. A lot of people that are like doing this stuff like me do not add any secondary motion at all, and it kind of ticks me off. If you can, you have to do it. A lot of people don't even bother like animating hair as well, which I do, of course. If you're wondering how to do that, by the way, okay, so I have hair here. You literally just, like for example, he's running here, so select all the hair, and the auto IK function is very useful for this. Pose options, auto IK, I have that set as a quick favorite of mine, so I can just turn it on. So I can select all the hair. You select a strand of hair and like move it around like this. In this case, it's not really necessary though. A keyframe, set a keyframe, then just auto keyframing on, and just grab G, and I'll set a keyframe for all of them. Just copy and move it around a bit, like go to middle and then move it a bit like this. So it's basically a loop now. I can just shift E all of this and make cyclic. So as you can see, simple. Obviously it's a lot more going on, so don't do the cyclic thing. You can just copy it like this and then just shift R to repeat the action, so until that happens. And of course you can just grab one of those, grab all the keyframes and then just move it slightly, so it like creates like some kind of offset. That's what I did for the global animation. A lot of people ask me about hair stuff actually. Seems like everyone just has trouble with it. Once you figure it out, at least, it's really not that bad. Okay, let me show you what it actually looks like. It looks pretty smooth, but there is not much happening. Okay, I'll do this from scratch actually, just to show you how to do hair stuff. Okay, do this. Okay, go to first one, set a keyframe. Okay, auto keyframe on. Okay, set a keyframe. Come on, off. Okay, so now that's set. I can grab this, move it a bit, and then more like middle, and just, that's not working. Just rotate it slightly. Okay, shifting, make cyclic. As you can see, we have that now. This is where the real fun begins, which is like grab individual strands of hair, Control L, select the whole thing, and just move it slightly. Just offset it a bit. You don't have to do all of them, which is why you don't need this many bones. God damn it, why did I do that? And as you can see, it's too fast, so I can just S to scale the whole animation, and it's smoother now. So yeah, that's how it works. Just animate stuff like this. Always add secondary motion. It's very important. Even if your animation ends up being very shitty, if there is stuff that's like supporting the animation, it will always end up being kind of good. I'm just talking out of my ass, of course, but yeah, secondary animation, pretty cool. You should do it. Please do it. Don't avoid it. So how do I add stuff like this? Okay, so you can like rig this properly, like join this with the armature and stuff. I didn't do it, of course, so when he runs, it just stays there. That's not supposed to happen, but I mean, it still works, so whatever. Okay, it's kind of a mess, right? Okay, but it still works, right? So, okay, so how to do this? Let's talk about that. Here, I'll link it. Okay, surface rig. Basically, just select this and just draw on top of the cloth. And then when you enter, it creates a rig on top of your clothes thing, and you can just, most of the time it'll just, with automatic weights, it'll just work, as you can see. Obviously don't mess with it if you're doing this like scroll wheel, so like you can control how many bones get affected. So like you can just add stuff like this. It creates a very crude looking rig. Just add secondary motion. So yeah, that's all it is. Look at her fly. This is all it is actually. If I go to this her cloth thing, if I cancel, yeah, just this shape and bunch of bones that control the thing, and you can make something like this. Oh, obviously that's not it actually. There is a wave modifier here, of course, which like makes it very wavy. What do you think it does? Because we can control it as well. As he gets closer, the wave modifier gets much faster. It's like bird flapping, you know, before they land. That's kind of what I was going for. Pretty cool. How much you can do without simulations. I was obsessed with simulation. I still am kind of obsessed with cloth simulations. But it turns out you really don't need them that much. It's just a pain. Don't bother with simulations actually. Let's see what else. What else? Oh yeah, this shot. I quite like this shot actually. Of her flying up. Whoosh. This, as you can probably notice, this is not the Mixamo rig. I made this before I found out the Mixamo thing. So like, this is like custom made. It's not much, it's just 2 IK on the legs and stuff. Obviously we don't need it anymore. We can just Mixamo rigify this, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about actually. I don't know, maybe I have missed something. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool, right? So obviously in the other shot, because it's a bunch of sunlamps, she will be lit up all the time. So how do you counter that? Put a goddamn box, of course. The box has like these settings: 0 transmission and like alpha clip and opaque shadow mode, so it can like block out a bunch of lights. And I use this a lot. Another example as well. So yeah, perfectly timed. So when she like goes from this, it just gets dark. It's a perfect one. Now of course this looks fine here as well, but look at the difference it makes when I do it in a different scene. Look at that. Much nicer. By the way, if someone's still wondering how I do this shading, characters shading. Okay, so this is like, oh mom, can we have toon shading? No, we have toon shading at home. This is the kind of toon shading that I do. Wow, that was terrible delivery for the joke. Okay, I'm not very good at this, as you can see. I'll get better. But yeah, so all this happening is just adding a simple color into the normal. That's literally it actually. This is just the image texture. Obviously I have this setup. This is for cycles toon shader. Let me just try that. As you can see, it's pretty similar. Still kind of too detailed for my liking actually, so I don't use it. What does this do actually? I have no fucking idea. Okay, you can change, like it kind of change. Oh wait, let me select this face. Yeah, something that would be like color for the normal map stuff. If I remove this, you get this. This fucking ugly ass. I hate this with burning passion, right? A lot of like people that do CG stuff, this is just uncanny. Something about this, I just don't like it. I'm not trying to make this look 2D. I call it toon shading, but it's not really toon shading. I just don't want this like fucking demonic looking uncanny ass look that like you get from stylized anime characters. Obviously if I could model, I would probably model it completely differently. This is just stylized characters are way easier to use and stuff, you know, compared to realistic ones. Making things look realistic is pretty hard, as you can see. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay, so yeah, I just don't want this. So this just solves that problem. Look at that, voila. Oh, of course, you need ambient occlusion off for this. Isn't it cool? Obviously, some shadows look kind of janky. It's not always looking very good. So obviously, of course, I have a subdivision surface which makes it smoother. Just one level smoothness is enough sometimes, most of the time actually. What else can I show you? I have time. I don't actually. Let's not do a lot. Oh yeah, animation. Obviously everything else I had to hand animate. AI motion capture stuff is useless most of the time. Just don't rely on it too much. I will animate a lot for the second part myself. This is not like up to par of my standards. The animation was pretty bad actually. I did not like it, so I will like go crazy with character animations for the next part, which will happen, I think, hopefully, probably. Oh yes. Okay. If you want to make which you will want to make your own shape keys, make your own shape keys, please. This is pretty important. We make another shape key here. Okay, here we go. And you just go to edit mode, just grab, and then this is the proportional editing. If you can hit O and just turn on, and you can just choose connected only. This is important. Okay, now grab the scroll wheel so you can make the circle smaller. Now you can just grab stuff like this, and you can basically make your own expressions. Obviously you can stack a bunch of shape keys on top of it, so this is cool. Like if you add your own personalized expressions, it just completely changes things as well. Okay, let me show you what I did. This whole scene between those two, this is just for fun. I didn't really do anything beyond this. Yeah, this one's, I'm very proud of this one. This is something you can quite get in Vroid default expressions. Yeah, make your own expressions. That's pretty important, I think, for personalizing stuff. Oh, one thing I did get right, I think anyways, was lip syncing. I ended up not doing voiceover anyways. I kind of suck at it, not gonna lie. Obviously I'm gonna need it. If I voice this, I won't be able to voice the next part anyways. I don't know if I can find a female friend who will do this for me, not gonna lie. Even finding a dude who can do this is hard. How did I lip sync this? Of course, manually, everything. There's no shortcuts here. It's just grab a bunch of expressions, animate them until it looks like something. As you can see, this is all of it. You just kind of have to guess. Hey. Okay, this one's the one that I made. Yeah, here it is. Okay, as you can see, it's like a smirk. It's another one as well. It's like, hey. It also lowers the eyebrow. Wooch. Woo. Now, obviously, you have your own mouth as a reference, so just use that. What am I missing here? I think that's it. What can I show you? I didn't really teach anything, did I? Well, it was more like, oh, this is what I did. I mean, what can I possibly teach you now? I think everything there is to know. Obviously, you can make character with Vroid, then you rig it with mix some more add-on thing. I already have tutorial on that. Once you have character, it's just your world, man. Your world. Just go crazy. Just start making stuff. But have a plan. If you're making a full-length scene, have a plan. Please, don't do what I did. For the love of God.